Hi, friends. Sorry it took me a moment to pop on. Canva and I are having a huge disagreement right now on who should run the presentation and how long it should last. So we had a little argument here, and then it had the music really loud, and then that just annoyed me. So I hope you guys are having an awesome start to your July and you had a great 4th. We are still shooting off fireworks because 3 boys can hide fireworks better than I ever anticipated 3 boys being able to hide fireworks. And my poor livestock guardian dog is just about to die because of it. So I hope you guys did not have any missing animals. But if you are hopping on here early with me, I just want to take a moment to say thank you. And I'm glad you're here. I get on 4 to 5 minutes early so that I can hang out with you guys and show you the VIPs that attended last month because they get a $5 off coupon. Well, one of you gets a $5 discount coupon code for our NLHG shop. So I'm going to pull up that screen, get out of this waiting screen thing. Canva and I have just not agreed the last couple of months. I don't know what their deal is. So hello, friends. Hello. It's so nice. If you want to drop in the chat your name and where that goes, you'll have to hear me repeat it in 3 minutes, but I like that you guys are here early. Okay, let's share this screen and see who is going to win $5 off. These are the VIP members who attended. You don't want to see that. The VIP members who attended last month's gathering, which was on sourdough, and it is now available on our YouTube for everyone to watch. So check out our YouTube channel and go watch all of the previous ones. But last month's was sourdough, and these awesome VIP members attended. There we go. I'm gonna have a hard time today. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, crud. I forgot to have a writing utensil ready. Whoopsie daisies. Yay! Arinda, congratulations! I'm gonna write you down. Normally I take a picture, but who knows where my phone is now. All right, awesome. I will email you a code. So yay. I hope you guys are doing well, like I've said. So we'll start officially in 2 minutes. So I just kind of sit here and tell you things while you guys hop in the chat. Tell me where you're from and what you're doing. So yay, Ohio, awesome. Let's see, Ohio, Washington. Okay, so Bonnie, we've probably talked about this several times, but my sister she moved from Texas to Washington in 2021, and then she just moved to Colorado, and I'm like, I didn't even get to come see you in Washington. You can't keep moving. It's too hard on me. And then Joanna, hi, I get to see Joanna on a regular basis. I love all of my Oklahoma. Oh, Indiana. I like all my Oklahoma ladies, but I love all of you all. One of my favorite things about these virtual gatherings is that we all get to come together from all over. It's my favorite. So today I have got 1 minute. So today I butchered 6 meat birds in the morning, and then I butchered 6 meat birds this afternoon, and it's just not, it's like never ending, right? Like I feel like I still have more to go, and then you still have other farm chores. I still have all the things, just never ends. We just did Cornish cross. I know lots of people are getting into the heritage breeds, and I'm waiting to see who likes what the best. But we did 30 Cornish cross last year. I butchered all 20 in one day and felt like a rock star because we don't have one of those fancy pluckers. I just hand plucked them all. Then this year, my husband bought this weird things. It was like a drill, and you like put the fingers, and it was a drill attachment. And in theory, it worked really well until we could not figure out how to like do it without the feathers like flying everywhere. And the dogs loved it. They thought that was a fun game. But this one that ended up with feathers all over her was not a fun game. So I've taken it in chunks so I can save my hands. But okay, it's officially 7 o'clock where I am. I hope you guys are rocking and rolling. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're wondering why the heck I'm on here already, we do a giveaway for all of our VIPs who attended last month's gathering. So you haven't missed anything. We're just now starting. Don't worry. So I was just talking about what I was doing today. So we're going to kick this off with a little icebreaker like we do every month. So feel free to drop like a hi and let me know where you're from. And it's always fun for me to see where everyone is, because we come together all over. So I'm so glad that everyone's here. If you're feeling really ambitious and you want to put what your favorite dish was from the 4th of July weekend. So we did nothing this year. Normally we go to New Mexico, and this year we stayed here and no one like cooked or did anything. Felt so weird. So I made a pumpkin swirl cheesecake, which is not seasonally appropriate, but it's what I had in my pantry. So that's what I made, and it was a big hit. So there we go. We did like a fall in July, which is our NLHG shop is Christmas in July. So maybe I was just going with that theme. Maybe that's what I was doing. Who knows? Who knows what I'm up to on a regular basis. But I'm so glad to see you all here tonight. We have a super awesome host. She is from Oklahoma. I got the pleasure to serve with her on my board. So I'm so glad that she's here, and she'll be coming on really soon. But Charlene is going to share her expertise in throwing a successful homestead party or gathering or get together. She's going to go into all of that, and she will be on here very shortly. So I'm really excited for her. She's got a great firsthand knowledge. I have great firsthand knowledge. So does she, but girlfriend knows what she's talking about. So I hope you're ready for a really engaging and insightful gathering tonight, because I feel like you're going to leave here with plenty of ideas and inspiration, even if you are an introvert. I learned this weekend that my mom was an introvert and had to convert to being an extrovert as a nurse because her boss told her she would get fired if she didn't become a more outgoing personality. And I never knew that, because I always thought my mom was like a super outgoing personality. So that was a fun little tidbit. You never know. You just never know where people are in their journey of life. It's always fun. So if you are new to NLHG virtual gatherings, I'm going to give you a brief rundown of what to expect tonight. If you have heard me say this for the last like a year that I've been doing these, you can plug your ears or get a drink or do whatever you want. Tonight, we'll be following a webinar format, which just is an easy way for all of us to work together, to learn all the things and ask all the questions, and then we will not do breakout rooms. So if you've never been here, that doesn't mean anything to you. This is your first one. You're like, yeah, great webinar. I can't see you. My panelists can't see you, but you guys can talk to each other and you can see us. So that's fun. We're not doing breakout rooms. We did away with them in February, and so far it's going really well. It's an extended webinar format, so everyone gets a chance to ask all their questions together. The presentation isn't rushed because we have a much longer time. So it's gone really well, and I've been super happy with it. So it also means, like I said, our speaker gets to talk as long as they want, and all of our questions are answered. You guys always have such great questions. So let's see. What do I need to do next? It's 7:04 where I am, so that means it's got to be getting pretty close. Ooh, Cindy's here. Cindy told me that she was had a chuck wagon ride tonight, and I was like, well, I wish I was on a chuck wagon ride. That would be super duper fun. I even like wrote a whole speech tonight about our purpose statement and our mission statement, Cindy, but I guess I'll let you do it since you do it so well every month.
You're so sweet. So actually, I did not ride the chuck wagon. I just put people on the chuck wagon. But yes, I was like, okay, folks, we got to move, because no, I didn't tell this to the people, but to the people that were working the chuck wagon, I was like, I've got to be on a call at 6 o'clock. So we all got it done, and here I am. And it's a gorgeous night here. We did start with frost this morning. I will say it was in the low 30s or high 20s, something. But yeah, it turned out to be a really nice warm day. So yay for that. All right. Why are we all here? Because NLHG is here to empower women through homesteading. And then how do we make that happen? We share knowledge with one another, and we build community, and we grow friendships. And I can attest to the fact that over the last 12 years, I've seen it happen over and over and over again. So yay. That's what we're here for, is to empower women through homesteading. And then those are the ways that we actually make it happen. So thank you all very much for being here this evening.
Thank you, Cindy. Yay. Yes, that is definitely why we are here. And I have been a part of LH, like my local LHG for a long time. And then I've joined the national board, and it's so fun. Like she said, our purpose to me is like crystal clear, because we empower women through homesteading, because by sharing knowledge, which is what we're doing tonight, and building community and growing friendships, we do all of that, and our communities get so much stronger. So, and as a reminder to everyone here that our homesteading is not limited to the vast acres of land that you may or may not have. It's really about what you want to do at home instead of going to the store. So if your homestead is a dream, fantastic. If you're living the life, fantastic. If you feel defeated, it happens. Don't worry. We are all here together to support each other, to have fun. Some of us are urban, some of us are suburban, some of us are rural, but we all get together. And that's what I love, because bringing women together, you learn so much, you share so much. And I have friends all across the US now, which is super fun. And I think we're over 30 chapters and over 800 VIPs. June will get on here soon and she'll tell me whether I'm talking smack or not. But we have lots of chapters. We have lots of states that we're in. If you are interested in starting, you let me know. I can find you a place to get hooked up with that. There's all kinds of stuff. So we just want to redefine homesteading to where we empower women, and together we share knowledge, we build our communities, and we grow our friendships. And we do all that through our awesome nonprofit. How awesome is that? It's so fun. It is so fun. June, I know you're here because I saw you on there. We're moving so quick tonight. Yay. I told her, I was texting her and I meant to say, I think it's going to be easy for us to run through tonight. And I for sure said early, but it's a good thing I said early, because here we are celebrating our accomplishments with Atta Girls from our private online community. And I know you got this because you are awesome.
Thanks, Julie. Okay, like Julie said, we are celebrating our Atta Girls. And Atta Girl is something we celebrate when you've tried something new. You've done something you're proud of. It may not have been a success, but you did it. And so Atta Girl. And in our online community, we do a post to gather that from you ladies each month so we can all celebrate together. I am so inspired every month, all of the time, by what is shared in our online community. And then people are asking for the recipes. Some people share pictures. So if you're not in this community online, make sure you check it out. But I'm going to share some of those. Kendall said she got some basil in their dehydrator. Oregano dry and ready to put in jars. Jalapenos are growing. They spent the last 2 weekends putting in flooring, and she organized her kitchen to work around a little rodent problem. Prepped a month's worth of freezer meals for postpartum ease despite limited food budget. Got a great deal on bacon at a discount store. Repackaged and froze that to eat along with the eggs from her chickens for brunch each day. Atta girl, Kendall. Chelsea shared she banded her little goat Buckling. Oh, good for you. I only held the baby goat. I didn't actually do that part. Her garden is thriving, and they've been harvesting and eating their first fruits. She backed a big pontoon boat trailer down to the water and helped her dad load the pontoon during a bad storm on raging lake water. Canned for the very first time, peach jam made with local peaches. Also made her own toothpaste. And she likes the recipes, so that'll be one less thing she relies on getting from the store. Atta girl, Chelsea. All right, Melody shared that she got her apothecary garden mulched. Grandkids helped her pick her first snow peas. They added those to a stir fry. Also ate a few strawberries. There's just been so much this month. Atta girl, Melody. All right. Maria shared that she built a raised bed just for strawberries, then built a hooped netted cover for it, to combat the gajillion bunnies they have running around there, all with reclaimed materials from around the property. Maria's square foot garden is working, and she listed a whole bunch of things that she has harvested already, and her tomatoes are growing amazing and covered in blooms. You successfully gardened, Maria. Yes, you did. Atta girl. That is exciting. Darla got chickens and will be building a coop shortly. Her square foot garden and other gardens are also thriving. Onions are drying outside of the rack, using garden veggies daily for meals and saving money. 3 of her raised beds are herbs for cooking and medicinal purposes. She has a lot of medicinal plants. She's canned pear preserves and pickled beets, drying herbs, also storing some in olive oil and ice cube trays. I am, again, so inspired by all of these things. And she shared about healthier treats for her and her husband. Atta girl, Darla. Susan has canned 100 pints of green beans and 10 quarts of apples for pie. She still has a tree full of apples to go. 3 cucumber vines are producing like crazy. Broccoli, collards, rutabaga, all pulled up and done. Potatoes and onions are next on the list. Atta girl, Susan. I am loving all of this. Lots of garden action.
Isn't
Thank you,
that fun?
Julie. There's
Yeah.
a whole bunch more, so make sure you go and check them all out.
Yes, the private online community is so fun. I love it. But June, I want to take a minute to give you a big heartfelt thank you. We had our VIP member appreciation month last month, and June has such an awesome dedication, and she works so hard behind the scenes. She played such a pivotal role in that, and I hope you know that without you, we wouldn't have such a fostering, vibrant community out there. So I really appreciate all of your tireless efforts for ensuring that our members had an awesome time, and awesome thanks to Roots and Harvest, but awesome thanks to you as well, because you were phenomenal. So thank you so much, you beautiful lady.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you.
Oh, yes, thank you, thank you. You're so wonderful. Okay, we're getting closer. I know we're moving quick tonight. I'm kind of liking it. So, as June and I both mentioned, we would love for you guys to join our exclusive online community. It's not, I mean, it's exclusive because we're amazing and we're all part of it. But if you haven't joined, make sure you check out community.nlhg.org. It really is like, I feel like I say such like cliche sayings on here because that's like what pops into my head, but it's like a treasure trove of knowledge, because you have all these women from all across the US that gives all kinds of ideas, and then you get to form all kinds of friendships with people from everywhere. It's tons of fun. So make sure you check it out. I really like it. It's such a fun place to be. So as always, I keep moving and keep throwing things out. I mentioned it at the beginning but I know we have some more friends here with us now. We have an awesome online shop, and our marketing director, Jill, designs things every month. So there's new things in there every month for you guys to check out. And this month is Christmas in July. So if you didn't get to see the waiting screen, make sure you go check out our shop. And I know Christine will drop that link in there. She's super awesome. Christine is my magician behind the scenes, and I appreciate her so much because I can't talk and drop links at the same time. It just doesn't work that way. My body and my brain can't work that way. So make sure you go check out our NLHG shop. It's got all kinds of cute products. I love it. And then I have one more big thing. And then I think I maybe have one more thing to say. And then we'll start our gathering. So I'm working my way through. I'm booking it tonight. It's 7:15 where I am. We're doing good. Okay. So if you haven't been on the private online community and you haven't checked out our Facebook page or our website or our Instagram or our YouTube, I wanted to let you guys know that we did an awesome, phenomenal. I didn't get to go, but I saw the pictures, so I know it was awesome and phenomenal. National gathering last weekend, and it was in Kidron, Ohio, and it was tons of fun. There's people in the chat that can tell you all about it. You can check it out. But if you feel like you might have missed that one, or life gets in the way, or you've never heard of a national gathering, we have another one coming up in Wallace, Idaho. It's going to be October 6th and 7th. So prepare to be blown away. because it is 2 days of amazing speakers, and there is demonstrations and booths and all things to connect, explore, uncover, all kinds of stuff. So that is October 6th and 7th in Wallace, Idaho. It's going to be an awesome national gathering. So make sure you check that out. You can secure your spot on our website, which is ladieshomesteadgathering.org. Christine will drop that as well, but make sure you check that out because the national gatherings are tons of fun. And I've never been to Idaho. I was really hoping to make it to one this year. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. So, okay, I think, either I'm talking really fast or I just didn't have as much to say tonight. So sorry if I'm talking too fast for everyone, but before I bring Charlene out, I wanted to give you a friendly reminder or a new reminder. We've got a couple of things when it comes to the webinar. Like I said, Charlene can't see you. So if you want to use that Q&A function to ask questions, that would be awesome. The chat is super fun, but it tends to move too fast for me to be able to keep up with what we're doing, where we're going, how, what's asking, what's being. So make sure you use that Q&A function and we will answer all of your questions while the presentation is going. So Charlene wants to ask a question, answer it instead of waiting till the end, which is my personal favorite, but that's not everyone's style. So tonight, get your keyboards ready, get ready. I'm really excited because this amazing lady and I get to see each other on a regular basis. So Charlene we got to serve on the board together at Rogers County here in Oklahoma, and I loved every minute of it. So the amazing Charlene, where are you, you beautiful human? I can't wait for your presentation tonight. We did a practice run earlier and it was awesome. She's got and she'll show a little sneak peek at the end. I was like, that's such a good thing to include because I would forget that. But you think of all the things, Charlotte, and you think of all the things.
Share screen. Hey,
You're on.
ladies.
There you go.
All right. I'm trying to share my screen. It says host disabled participant screen sharing.
I do that every single time. It's not because I don't love you. I promise. Here we go. Oh.
All right. I think that's good. I'm trying to see the chat also. So let me get that pulled up so I can see the chat box so you guys can chat with me. Everybody see my screen? See the presentation? Someone give me a yes. Thank you. So good evening, ladies. Thanks for joining me tonight. I'm going to take my glasses off because I see there's a glare. So I appreciate you guys coming and joining me tonight. Thank you to the national staff also for inviting me to speak, especially about something as fun as hosting a gathering. These gatherings that you might want to host can be for just about anything that you would do in a group. But for some of you, maybe the more introverted types, which I think it's interesting that Julie's mom was introverted, but then had to become extroverted. You may be wondering, why the heck would I want to host people for a gathering? That sounds horrific. But I've always loved the saying, and I grew up with the saying, many hands make light work. And so that's kind of where I'm going with this presentation. So you may also be wondering, why am I the one who is doing this meeting? So a little bit about me. I'm married, been married for 27 years. I've raised 3 kids. I've worked in multiple industries. You can see that on my screen. And I've returned to teaching, finally, high school English. I grew up with a mom who was very creative. She could bake, cook, knit, crochet, sew, and garden. She was also OCD and a perfectionist. She encouraged creativity along with perfectionism. So I became a detail-oriented and organized creative. But all that means I find satisfaction in turning chaos into order. In my various pursuits throughout my life, I've planned and catered weddings, events, and gatherings. I've organized homes, libraries, and document storage. I actually own and operate a crafty resale business as a little side hustle with my teaching salary. I've planned, managed, and taught 3rd through 12th grade, all subjects in large and small public and private Christian schools. I get excited, however, when women gather together to enjoy, learn from, and encourage each other. But I also want to help the hostess keep her sanity and feel confident that all guests feel welcome. One of my favorite things to do, next to reading a good book, or I just discovered kayaking with my husband, is planning a gathering. So how do I plan a gathering? So tip number 1, lists are your friend. Write everything down in a central notebook. And since you have to have a notebook, you might as well get a cute one too. Tip number 2 is sit down and make a plan. Walk through the entire day of the event in your mind. Try to think of every step. What do you want? What do you need? What do you want it to look like, feel like? What are you wanting from this day? And to help me do this, I stole a trick from teaching. Don't reinvent the wheel. So in English class, when we're writing, we use the 5 W's and an H questions to help us write, especially in journalism, but for essays, whatever we're doing. We also are going to use these same questions to help us plan a gathering. Those questions are what, who, what, when, where, why, and how. So first question, what do you want to host? So I have some ideas. Do you want to host canning food, processing a big batch of animals, harvest and processing crops, plan and prep a new season like your garden or winterizing your home, process a batch of soap, make a supply of freezer meals, do a batch of herbal remedies, have a book club, sew a quilt or some aprons, build a chicken coop and run. So someone tell me what they would like to plan, and I'll use that as an example as we go through so that it's a little bit more realistic. Anybody got a thought? Canning. What are we canning? Meat. Okay, I've never canned, and I'm going to use chicken as my meat. So we'll go for there. So we want to can meat. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. So then the next thing you want to figure out is why. Why do you want to host a gathering? Answering this question will help set the tone and give the gathering a direction. If you want to teach a skill like how to knit or how to sew, it will look different than if you just want to have company to accomplish a boring task like harvesting tomatoes, or to inform on a topic. How do we garden in Oklahoma, where we have insane heat one day and insane cold or wet the next day and insects out the wazoo? Or you need assistance. You've got a large crop and you can't get it all done in one day without help. So Julie said she processed 12 chickens, 6, and then took a break and then did 6 more. So if she had had a party to do that, it might not have taken so long to do the chickens, and she could have gotten them canned today as well, because we're canning meat, canning chicken today. And that's just having company to accomplish a task, needing help to accomplish that task. Okay, so who do you want to invite? A general rule with all events is that 60% of those invited will actually attend. Especially post-COVID. It's might even be a little less. That was a statistic from before COVID. It might be more now that people are able to get out and they're like, we're not doing that anymore. Not going to be quarantined anymore. If those invited are really close friends or family, that stat will usually increase to 75%. And of those who RSVP that they will actually attend, only 80% do attend. So even the ones who RSVP sometimes don't show up. So depending on your why, are you teaching a skill or informing on a topic, you may want to invite friends, family, acquaintances, and the community. If you are informing on a topic, I live in town, and so I might want to inform on a topic, can you have chickens in town? Can you have, how many chickens can you have? So that would mean I'd want to invite the community. Maybe my neighborhood wants to come, or I want my neighborhood to come so I can let them know that, yes, I can have chickens, and yes, I can have 5, not 10. The next question you want to answer is, so for canning chickens, I want my 2 best girlfriends to come help me can chicken, because it's so much more fun when women get together and laugh a lot. And I have, what's the word I'm looking for? Brain fart. Processed chickens, cut off their head and they're still running around, and then dunked them in the hot water and defeathered them. Worst smell in the world. So, laughing about that with my 2 best girlfriends would be the way to do the processing for me for the chicken. And then, I really don't like messing with chicken meat. It's not my favorite thing in the world. So they're going to cut it all up while I put it in the cans to can it, I guess. Yeah, my 2 best girlfriends would do that for me. So then when do you want to host? This is usually a simple day of the week date and time, but it often doesn't stay simple. So tip number 3, you cannot please everyone. Do what you can, trusting that those who can and want to attend will actually come. If there is a lot of interest expressed, but a lot of conflict with the date, maybe consider offering a second time on a different day of the week and or a different time of the day. I know when Rogers County was trying to find a day and time, a place actually to have our monthly meetings, we were having a really hard time finding a venue because we were having, there was only certain days of the week we could meet, and just do the best you can, knowing that you can't please everybody. And then tip number 4, remember your cultural geography. So what does that mean? For those of us who live in the Southern Bible Belt, like Oklahoma, Arkansas, Sundays and Wednesday evenings are generally out of bounds. You're not going to get a good turnout if you do something on Sunday and Wednesday evenings because of church or church activities. Or if your tribe of people that you're going to invite is full of sports fanatics, maybe Friday nights are high school football, or Saturdays are college ball, or Sundays are NFL days. And these are not good times. Unless, of course, you're like me and gathering during those times is a way to not be tortured by watching those sports. You have to just do what you can and trust that those who want to be there will. And then the final W question is where? Where do you want to host? Now, when Nationals asked me to do this presentation, our assumption was you'll be hosting on your homestead. But if the gathering becomes too large, or if the answer to why are you hosting is teaching a particular skill that isn't on your homestead, like here in Rogers County or in Northeast Oklahoma, we just had a cowgirl day where the main draw was how to back up a trailer. I really wanted to go. I can drive a school bus, but as Jamie Miller, one of my fellow teachers in a Mays County LHG VIP says, a school bus doesn't bend in half like a truck and trailer does. So I really wish I had had the opportunity to go learn how to back up a trailer, but I did not. And that's not a skill I could teach on my homestead in the middle of town. That's kind of a skill that you need to be out in the country with a trailer and a truck. It may be necessary to meet someplace other than your actual homestead. And then the final question is, went too far there. How? So tip number 5 is KISS. Keep it simple, silly. I didn't grow up with this tip, and I had to change it from stupid, which is how I originally heard it, to silly. I admit that learning to do this didn't come easy for me. I've tended to bite off more than I can chew often. But this goes hand in hand with another saying that I enjoy. There's a time and a season for everything. For those of you who are mamas with littles at home, now may not be the time and season for elaborate, large, and involved gatherings. Whereas for us empty nesters, something elaborate, large, and involved gives us something to do to fill our quiet days. It's okay to do nothing more than ice water or pop ice popsicles after shucking a harvest of corn and running after littles if you just need some help getting the corn put up before it went bad. Or if you dirtied everything, I do like keep it simple, sister. Very good, Jennifer. If you've dirtied everything processing your chickens or getting them canned and all you have is ice water, that's good enough. Your 2 best friends that are there helping you and keeping you company while you do that, they're not going to mind. So how do we keep it simple, sister? Step number 1, we choose the what and the why. Determine if there'll be food and beverage available. Determine if you need a guest speaker. And again, this is all based on the what and the why. And determine if you'll need supplies. And remember, you're writing everything down in that cute little notebook. Or when my kids were little and we had Blue's Clues, the handy dandy notebook. Determine if you need to charge for supplies for that guest speaker or for the food and beverage. If there is a cost to do this, you don't necessarily have to be the one primarily responsible for that cost. Step number 2, make a list of your invitees. Who are you going to invite? Family, friends, your community, those on social media? Are we going to put it out in the community? How are we going to do that? Step number 3, choose where. Your location. Remember, plan for 100%, but be okay with just 60%. And there are some things that you need to consider when you're planning your location. Parking. I live in the city, like I've said, and so very limited street parking. I need to make sure that they will fit in my driveway. But if you live out on 10 acres, as long as they can park somewhere on that 10 acres, then city probably won't care. Local neighbors won't care. You just got to keep that in mind. But you might invite people who don't have a 4-wheel drive vehicle available. Is your driveway accessible? Is there a place to park once they get down your driveway? Can they get back the other way? Seating. If you invite 20 people and all 20 people show up, do you have 20 chairs or 20 places for them to sit? Temperature control, excuse me. I've gone through menopause and I've lost a lot of weight. And so now I'm constantly cold unless it's night, and then I have a hot flash and it just kind of comes and goes. And you never know. I mean, I went to a baseball game last night. It's 105 degrees outside and I take a sweater because you just never know when I might get cold. And so you want to be prepared for your guests to be comfortable. So if it's really hot outside, are you going to be able to provide air conditioning? Or if it's really cold, are you going to be able to provide heat? Restrooms, make sure there's always a facility available. And then needs for the purpose of the event. We are canning chicken. So if we're doing water bath canning, I think I'm using those words correctly. If we're doing water bath canning, then no, I'm not using those words correctly. If we're doing pressure canning, then we need a stove to heat them up. If we're making a batch of soap, then we need a place to heat the soap. If we're doing a hot process, cold process, do you need countertop space? Do you need sewing machines? If you're doing a quilt or an apron, you know, whatever it is you're doing, what type of space do you need for that you're doing? And then once you've determined what you need and where you want to do it, reserve the location if you need to do that. And then decide, are you going to decorate? If you're going to decorate, do you have a theme? And how do you want to decorate? So of course, make your list. Okay. And then step number 4, choose when. Pick a date and time, allowing as much notice as possible. When is last because it'll be affected by all the others. When you host it might be determined by who's coming. If you're bringing your family and they're, you know, coming to help you harvest your tomatoes, but they live out of town, well, maybe that they can only come in at certain times. Or if you're informing on a topic, how to garden in Oklahoma, you want to do that in February so that your attendees have time to make a plan. So, and if you need a big venue, then you've got to have time to book that venue. So you want to choose your when after you've determined your what, why, who, and where. Okay. And then step number 5, decide how to do the invitations. Are we going to do paper? Are we going to do digital? Or are you just going to do word of mouth? Hey, I'm going to have this little party, little get together, little gathering. You can make and send invitations, whether that's paper or digital. And then you need to determine, are you going to require an RSVP? Now, it seems to be, RSVPs seem to be a lost art. Not many people do them anymore. And if they do, like I said, the statistic was 80% of the ones who say they are coming actually end up not showing up. Only 80% show up when they say that they are coming. But if you're offering food and beverage, or if you're providing supplies to do soap or sewing an apron or whatever, then RSVPs are extremely helpful because you know how much to pre-buy. So it's good to do RSVPs, but no, you'll probably want to plan a little extra. Number 6, make a list of needed supplies. So consumables is what is used up or thrown away, and non-consumables are those items that are reused. So when we're canning chicken, our consumable is the chicken. Our non-consumable would be the pressure cooker pot, and I guess the water would be the consumable too. I think you put water in a pressure canning device. And then, you know, your lids, you need new lids maybe when you pressure can, or at least the ring around the lids, the rubber pieces. And your jars are your non-consumables. So you want to make sure you have your jars and your little tongs that you use to get your hot jars out of the water. So all of those are non-consumables. Make sure you have everything that you need. And you're writing it all down right now, just to make a list. You're going through, I need the tongs to get it out of the hot water. I need hot pads to open it once I've done the pressure. I need water. I need the cans. I need the rings. I need the lids. I need the chicken. I need the water to go in with the chicken. However you want to do it. I need the spices to spice the chicken. Make a list of everything that you need. And then once you have that list, determine the responsibility for the supplies. Who's going to make sure those supplies get there? You, your guests, both of you together. And if it's all on you or all on one person, are you going to have a fee to cover it? So Rogers County made a harvest apron, and we charged a fee and gave that money to the lady teaching the class so she could go buy the supplies she needed. We also made a gardening hod in Rogers County out of wood supplies, and made a little basket that you could use to garden, to gather your garden supplies out of, your garden harvest out of. And so gathered the money and went and bought the wood and all the stuff for it, and then had that ready for the ladies when they showed up to make their garden hod. So who's going to get the supplies? And then the second thing is determine the source of the supplies. Where do you get those supplies from? Do you have them? Do your guests have them? Do both of you have them? Or do you have to go to a store or online to get them? With the garden hod, I went to Lowe's, and the man who was teaching us how to make the garden hod, he had a lot of stuff and just let us use what he had. If you're doing, since we're canning chicken, Amazon or Walmart might be the place where we can get the cans, the rings, the lids, and whatever goes in the jar. Okay. Step number 7, pace yourself with a plan. Again, you're writing out the plan down to the smallest detail. Keep your notebook handy to write down any last minute ideas as they pop into your head as you go through. So you're writing down everything you can think of for supplies, food, and beverage. What can you pre-buy and store for a bit? So if since we're canning chicken, I can buy the jars, the lids, and the rings ahead of time, months ahead of time, a year. I mean, maybe not the lids because of the rubber, but I can buy the rings and the jars years ahead of time and have them on hand. The chicken, I probably want to buy that or process my chicken day before, or, within a couple of days of actually canning the chicken so that it's as fresh as possible when I can it. Make a list of what to buy and when you want to buy it, or what to process and when you're going to process it. Buy as much as possible, as early as possible, but have everything by the day before the event. To have a little help, consider, can you divide the list among those who have RSVP'd? Or is there a co-host or trusted family or friend who can help you if the list is too big? And then your location. Clean and tidy. If it's at your homestead, make a list of what and when. And one thing to do is to remember what will last. I have a dog by the name of Penny, and she is a mutt that we rescued from the local airport. And for example, no matter how often I vacuum, I always have dog hair thanks to Miss Penny. So I will vacuum 15 minutes before guests arrive, because otherwise there's no point in me vacuuming. So when it comes to cleaning or tidying your homestead, or my homestead, I like to keep 3 things in mind. Remember, it's not a competition, ladies. Our house does not have to be better or worse than someone else's. Nothing lived in will ever be spotless, especially if you have animals or children or a husband. And those who like you will be impressed that you hosted something, anything, and they won't care about the state of your homestead as long as it is safe. So if you happen to not be hosting at your homestead, know what you need to do for that venue, what you need to do before to get it ready, and then after that event to make sure that you do right by that venue. And if you had to pay money to use that venue, make sure you get your money back. You have already determined if you're going to decorate, so figure out what all decorations you can get gathered together as early as possible. Unless there are fresh flowers or products that would expire, there's no reason to wait. So, you know, you're probably going to want a tablecloth if you're cutting up chicken. So get a tablecloth, go ahead and get it as early as possible. Do as much of the decoration setup and preparation as possible the day before, keeping in mind what will last. Again, if you're doing it this at your home in your own kitchen, you can't have this set up the night before because you're cooking dinner for your family. Probably not even the morning of, because you're cooking breakfast for your family. So if you can only do it an hour before, that's fine. That's what you can do. Just do it as soon as you possibly can. For the invitees, the week before your event, send a digital reminder, email, text message, Facebook message, with a map to your location. And then the day before, send a brief "can't wait for tomorrow" digital reminder, again, email or text message or something. And then the most important thing, if you remember nothing else, the night before, make sure that you rest well, because you're not going to have fun and no one else is going to have fun if you're overly tired. So as much as you like to host or don't like to host, as much as you need to get done, make sure that you get a good night's sleep the night before. On the day of the event, hoping that you were able to rest well the night before, again, keep your notebook handy as you're doing stuff, all the last minute things. Write down any last minute ideas as they pop into your head so you can act on them or delegate them. Remember, you have people there who can help you. Invitees often are willing to help and just, hey, can you go get a roll of toilet paper because I ran out of toilet paper in the bathroom? Or can you go get a roll of paper towels because there was a spill? Be able to ask for help. It's totally fine. Drink plenty of water. Go easy on the caffeine. Your stomach and those around you will thank you if you go easy on the caffeine. And eat properly. Finish any last minute cleaning, tidying of the location. Like I said, I'm going to be vacuuming 15 minutes before people come to my house. Check your notebook. Finish any last minute decorating, tidying up, set up, prep. If you're cutting up chicken, getting it ready to can, if you're getting out your seasonings, if you went out to the backyard and got your rosemary and thyme and sage, get that cut up. That's all last minute stuff. Get all that done. Take a deep breath, smile, and greet your guests with joy. You made it to the end and to your party. And my last tip, it is what it is. You will forget something that you wanted to do or you needed to provide. Something will go wrong. Someone you wanted to be there won't show up. Do not let it suck your joy out of time with those who are there. It is what it is. Nothing will ever be exactly perfect. We just get as close as we can and laugh a lot along the way. Have fun. Thank you.
My internet went out halfway through and I had to connect to my phone. Sorry. It was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I was like, oh, fun. Okay. Thank you so much, Charlene. That
You're
was
welcome.
awesome. It is so much good information. And like I said, I think it's so important to remember the self-care, because as women, we don't do a very good job with self-care. We want to do all these things for all the people, and then we forget ourselves, and we're a part of it. We put it on. So I really appreciate you coming on and sharing all of that with us. It was awesome. So I didn't see any other questions. Do you guys have any I didn't see anything. I think you did such a good job. You covered pretty much everything. And for someone who's never canned, you were able to go with the flow pretty well. It's a canning meat is something I haven't ventured into either. So way to go. I've pressure canned twice now. So we'll get there. We'll get there. And maybe we'll do it together. You never know. So let's see. I have things to say, and now I just need my brain to work. Come on, brain. You can do it. Okay. Let's see. Oh, okay. So our gathering tonight, this is what I forget to say every month. So I'll say it now and then I'll post it. Our gathering tonight will be available with the slides. So because the slides were awesome, the slides will be available to all of our VIP members next Wednesday. So if you are a VIP member, check it out. It's under VIP member benefits, VIP member something. Can't think of it right now, but it's not hard to find. It'll be underneath there. And if you can't find it, just email me at media@nlhg.org. But it will be on our website. For those of you that are not VIP members, no worries. It will be available on our YouTube channel next month. So the first Wednesday of the month, I believe, is August 2nd. And this video will be available then. So it's not lost. It's not gone forever. You'll just have to wait a little while to watch it. If you're interested in becoming a VIP member, like June said, it's a very invested partner. We are a nonprofit. So your membership is a donation for us to be able to do things like this. Because Zoom costs money. I'd love to say it would let me do this for free, but it won't. So a very invested partner is $35 for a year. There's all kinds of discount codes on there. You get early access to all of our events. There's all kinds of things. So check it out if that's something that you're interested in, and no worries if not. We're all at different places in our journey. So next month, like I said, I believe it is August 2nd, and I don't want to lie. Yes, it's August 2nd. Winning. Yay, Julie. We are going to be talking with Cian from Farmhouse Teas up in Oregon. Well, it's up for me. It might be across or down or wherever you are in the world. But we're talking with Cian from Farmhouse Teas about the basics of herbal tea. So that should be super fun because she is like a tea aficionado. Like how my dad is super invested in the wine world, Cian is super invested in the tea world. She grows it, she makes it, she blends it. It is awesome. She has got seriously, like her passion like bursts through when you're talking to her about it. This is so much fun. So you won't want to miss that one. I know that I can't wait. I wish all of you a fantastic July. I hope that wherever you are, it's not super sweltering hot. I hope your gardens flourish and all of those furry friends that we all have or don't have, whether they're two-legged or four, I hope they get into mischievous trouble that is in the best way possible. We'll put it that way, because they never stay out of trouble, do they? Whether they're two-legged humans or two-legged chickens or four-legged cows or whatever you have, they always find a way to get into trouble. So, and I hope that you and your loved ones and everyone in your life stays happy, healthy, and safe. And I hope to see you back here on August 2nd to talk about herbal teas. Charlene, thanks again. You did such a phenomenal job. We are lucky to have you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.